Morning to all. So my name is Ling Sie Chiew. So today I will present the paper ID 46 with the title of the review of the simulations and applications of the agent-based model approach. So the other author will be the Shahabuddin S.Amerudin from the Faculty of the Built Environment and Surveying, and also the Zainab Mohamed Yusof from the School of the Civil Engineering from UTM. So for the introduction, so basically the computational and mathematical simulation methods have been developed to emphasize the analysis of the system components and the evaluations of strategy for predicting and describing the model functions. It has been used to express and solve the complex dynamic of the human environmental risks such as the spread of the disease, natural disaster management, and also the social prevalence. So according to the medicines, they have three of the computational model methods can be used, such as the cellular automata, microsimulations, and also the agent-based simulations. However, compared to the other methods, ABM models have been more important and relevant in simulating the complexity of the human phenomena in the real world. There are several of the ABM toolkits have been used. For example, for the analogics, have been used for the transportation, urban dynamics, and healthcare. Gamma have been used for the land plannings, ecological and economical, while the agent analysis have been used for the marketing, social science, and 2D and 3D simulations. While the medicine will be used for the artificial intelligence, robotics, and machine learnings. And we also have the NetLogo for the 2D and 3D simulations, natural and social science. Last, we have the SWAN for the biological, logistics, and also the transportation field. So what is the agent-based modeling defines? So ABM model defined as the modeling approach that can be constitute a shape up for the social science to the use of the model that can be used on a personal level. Besides that, also defined as the computational model that contains several of the components, such as the game theories, multi-agent system, computational sociology, appearance, complexity of the system, and also the programming. So the framework of the ABM can be divided into two parts. First, we'll have the agents. So agent will be present as the individual in the real world that can have the basic roles and also the basic needs are unchanged. And it also located in the space, time, and network or the grid-like communities. Basically, their behavior is based on their local point of the view. Well, another component will have the environment. So in the ABM, the environment defined as the space where the agent conduct the behavior and also the interactions. The user and also the modeler can write rules to control the movement of the agents in a specific space and also the interactions. The applications of the ABM models. So first we have the criminology. So interaction between the offender personal decisions and also the response to the police pressure is very complex, and also the efforts to reduce the crime everywhere will not necessarily lead to an overall reduction. So therefore, the ABM model has been implemented to emulate the criminal's response to the police actions and also other crime prevention policy to strengthen the basis of the law enforcement's decision making. For example, the ABM model have been used to predict where is the places might have a higher burglary risk as a direct result of the real urban regeneration scheme in the local area. So in general, the personal representations of the criminal behavior also can be enhanced by combining it with a criminal environment and model of the similar cells. So the ABM model can develop a modern criminological thinking models and include the high-level criminal behavior frameworks and predict the information about the potential criminal victim in the future. For example, the ABM model show the burglary are much clustered around the anchor point if they are walking around, while compared to the public transport. So for the flood management, so basically the ABM model used to study the effectiveness of the physical and structural of the social disaster preparedness and adaptation measure to use to reduce the impact of the major floods and also recover from dams. For example, case study in the UK has demonstrated the capacity of the model to analyze the risk of the flooding to the peoples, support the flood emergency planning, and emphasize the benefit of the flood incident management measure. For example, the ABM model simulates the impact of the different storm, also the location of the flood defense barrier and the response used such as the amount of the warning time given to the people by using the net logo platforms. Besides that, ABM also demonstrates develops to simulate the dynamical evolution of the flood risk and vulnerability and facilitate in an investigation of the incident mechanism in the Londons. So the image show the flood risk in the Camdens at the start of the single model rounds, while the right image show the spatial pattern of the investment in the flood protections. Besides that, also implemented the ABM model in the COVID-19 view. So basically, the various of the economical activity related to the human interaction have been changed to online activity instead of minimizing the spread of the COVID-19. So ABM model have been used to simulate the risk of the spreading of the COVID-19 among the construction workers in different activities. So basically, the results show that the project level costs have reduced by 30 to 90%, where it may affect for the future construction plan. Besides that, the ABM model also have been applied to simulate the pandemic, where it accurately define the dynamic of the disease, especially where it also distinguishes the transmission process between the peoples. So decision making on the simulated agent depends on the programming rules of the models, where it corresponds to the spatial patterns and infection conditions under where the agent will interact to characterize the propagation process. So the social characteristics and also the health status of each of the agent are defined through the interaction with each other by using the ABM models. So the ABM model also allows the participatory and also the rapid decision making on the tactical urbanism policies, such as closing the road to the traffic by assessing the impact of the decisions on the social distancing in terms of the number of the contact between the pedestrians. So this is the model of the ABM model. So the advantage of the ABM models. So first we have to simulate the images of phenomena from the bottom to the top when running to the simulations. For example, in the release management, we'll simulate. Second will be the simulation of the complexity of the agent in multiple dimensions. They can be used for simulate the interaction between decisions and motivation of the criminal behavior and also the surrounding social economic factors. That will simulate the different discretion and also the aggregate level. For example, they simulate the spread of the COVID-19 virus between the human race in different of the working place. The limitation of the ABM models. First, we have we show that the results are ascribed as the inconsiderable, insignificance, and trivial where it has been applied in very complex systems. Second will be the use of the implemented procedure based on the theoretical assumptions and also the result models as a mirror image of the same processes and observation in the real world. So for the conclusion, we can define that the ABM models can represent the shape of the social science to model that works on the individual level, and also can be defined as a powerful mechanism that can be used to solve and identify the problems, especially in the biological, ecological, sociology, criminology, and also the environmental research. So in conclusion, ABM can be used to present the real world in a software environments, thereby providing a computer-based assistance in solving the problem and also the enhancing the cognitive ability. So for the acknowledgements, we like to give our expression of the appreciation to the Ministry of Higher Education of the Malaya and also the UTN for their financial support on the grant. There were some of the references, and also I think that's all from us. Thank you.